Hello, fellow Nerdmaids and Nerdmaids to me. My name's Justine and
I'm
Faith.
Faith. Hi.
And we're doing a thing.
Yes.
I don't know what we're doing. We're doing a tail?
Yes, some tail repairs. So,
yes.
if you recall, I'm not good at things at all, but she is the mermaid seamstress. So, story time.
Our patient.
This is one of my first 6 tails, so old school, and I brought it with me on tour, and I'd let some people use it. So
oh dear, yes.
Things happened. It's not in the best condition, and I needed to rapidly dry it. So this is a good don't do this. I may have dried it with a hair dryer.
Oh.
And this is a very synthetic fabric. So
these are burn marks?
it got burnt. And
I'm just gonna show this off. Cause like, look at this. That is melted plastic.
show the other side too. The other side
gosh.
you can see.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Melting, melting, melting.
That's the
like these are all crispy.
Yeah, they're crispy. So, I tried gluing some of them together with fabric glue, and that didn't work out at all. So, basically, this tail is toast. But also, this is one of their one-size-fits-all fabric tails. So, if I stand up, and I have the monofin near my feetsies, it goes, like, all the way up to my chest.
You could wear it as a mermaid tail and a top.
Yeah, so it goes
It's a tube dress.
all the way up to my chest. So, there's a lot of extra fabric.
Yeah.
So, my thought here is to just hack off the parts that are just completely destroyed and along this line here, and then reattach it like on the scales kind of the same way it is, because it's a fairly simple design.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've done something like that, and we were talking about doing stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I have an idea. So shall we perform surgery?
Yes,
Okay.
let us perform the surgery.
Great.
Stretchy fabric always doesn't like, some of it really likes to cut and some of it doesn't. So I'm gonna leave probably 2 rows of scales just so I have enough to overlap, and if I sew it and I can trim it later. Because you can always cut things shorter, you can't cut things longer.
Fair.
The thing that you want to be careful with a little bit when you're cutting stretch fabric is that you don't distort it too much as you're stretching, because that can sometimes lead to, like, you can accidentally miss a pattern. But for the most part, if it's patterned, it's a little bit easier, but if you stretch it, you can like end up with a diagonal when you want a straight line, and it's just things.
We don't want that.
I got it.
Separation is achieved. Wow!
So we've got the fluke. You can see the monofin. We might actually want to take this chance to inspect the monofin.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it's all, it looks pretty ship-shape.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been stabbed or anything.
Nope.
That's good.
I tried my best not to
You look
stab
like you've been stabbed though. You have a needle.
Yes. Always keep your needles where you know where they are, and I usually just stick it like on myself.
Ah yes, close to all your precious internal organs.
Over my heart. That works.
You know, I guess that's fair, rather than sitting on it.
Yes.
So one thing that we might have trouble with is that it
gets bigger.
It gets bigger, so that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. So fortunately, the damage stops like here.
Yeah.
Pretty like high up on the tail. So I think we'll still be able to, it's still pretty like much the same width.
Yeah.
We'll have to take it in a little bit, but I'm gonna start cutting, I think, at this level. Use this as the center scale.
Sweet.
If it's already sewn together, you really want to make sure that you cut both sides separately. And I just realized that putting my needle in there joined the 2 sides together, so I'm gonna go from there. And if you want to make this easier, even easier on yourself, you can put it inside, like you can put a piece of cardboard in here to help hold it flat and stretched out. But since I'm working with another hand, I have a third hand helping me. Should be okay. And this is, okay, so this is the thing that everybody gets confused about in my tail tutorials. It's like setting in a sleeve. So one thing has to be inside out, and another thing has to be, so the right sides, this is the right side of the fabric, and this is the wrong side of the fabric, and you want to be kind of delicate when you start like messing with this, because stretching it is going to warp the edges. You can see it's starting to curl.
Yeah, like a t-shirt fabric.
Yeah, so if you pull on this too much, it's going to warp the edges. But it's going to be harder to line. We're going to turn this one inside out.
All right. And the nice thing is that's super duper thin, so you can see the scale pattern.
Exactly, it's so easy to line up. And then we're going to turn this way and put it inside.
Oh. And then we'll flip-a-do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is, there's no front and back on this, no.
No.
Okay, so this is one side of the pattern. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it. We're going to do one side at a time, and we're actually going to do this. And ordinarily I do this on a sewing machine. So we're going to line up the side seams first, and then we're going to line up the center seams, and then it's going to do a thing.
So yeah. Poor baby. I brought it back home. I was like, I don't know.
I don't know if you'll survive another swim.
I know someone who can do this. I know she's done it before, so I was thinking of taking it over to her. Wow! Look at that, guys!
So that's why you need to do it like it's complicated. And then we're gonna sew it up.
Sweet.
Fabric, or thread.
Yes.
The best thread for tails is going to be a synthetic thread or something that's made for stretch.
Right, yeah.
Because it'll have a little bit of give. And if I was sewing this on a sewing machine, I would use either a zigzag stitch overlapping.
Yeah.
Or I would use, actually I'd prefer to use a triple running stitch. And I'd probably, what I'd do is I'd actually go ahead and take off the side seams on at least one of these pieces, just so I have to work them one side at a time.
Oh, I see.
But since I'm hand sewing it, I'm going to do everything facing outwards and then sew them together. Keep your hand inside the tail
For maximum stab potential.
Yes, and to make sure that you're not sewing through both sides of the tail.
Oh yeah, that would be bad. Have you done that before?
Yes.
And you're like, damn it! Ah!
You're like, then I can't use it at all. And you want to make sure that you're putting your hand inside both of the things so that you don't close up one end and then you just have an awkward looking tail. So now we're going to do the tricky part, which is going to take forever, which is we're going to do a zigzag stitch or a whip stitch or whatever you want to call it all around the perimeter of the tail. And where you can, you want to cut these. Although what's nice about these edges is that they'll kind of roll themselves under.
Super concerned. I just want to like,
this is your dummy tail.
This is my dummy tail. Yeah, this is my tail for idiots. And yeah, but see, like, this is what I like about having old tails, is that I get to learn how to repurpose them. And like, my first tail I've repurposed and it's now in a cute little frame. My second tail, I repurposed part of my first tail and turned it into 2 YouTube videos. My third tail is actually going still very strong.
What our tail looks like on the inside, and we can either cut this off closer, this extra bit off closer to the tail, but I think what I'm gonna do to protect this edge is just tack it down in a couple of places so that it stays and it protects this edge, and it also covers up some of the holes that are still remaining under this section.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Scars.
Scars. Yes! It's had some surgery, but it's reconnected. It's
Yay.
fine. That's awesome. Yes. Okay, so here is the finished tail, all ready to go. We just need to put the monofin back in.
Yeah.
And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Go and follow Nerdmaid Faith, because she is wonderful, and
all the things. Thank you for having me on your channel. Ooh, and helping me fix my poor tail.
Yes, I'm so happy to do so.
Yay.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And happy swimming, fishes. Bye, fish friends.
Bye.